Welcome to Maf Garage, guys. So as you saw in the last episode, I just finished things in the nick of time. However, the storm didn't let me get away unscathed, so I'll show you what's happened. So here's Crustida, and the past 4 days actually, it's been pissing down here. It's only now just started clearing up thanks to that cyclone getting away from the Gulf of Carpentaria. But all that rain for 4 days straight, after I'd done all the cleaning and all the prepping, because I'd just put the brake cleaner on, and now I've got this nice rust surface all over my bloody brand new rotors. What a frustration. But it's okay, I can easily clean that up, just a bit of phosphoric acid and wipe down. So, no harm, no foul on that really. But on the other side, I'll bring you into the Maf Garage. Since we've done all the cleaning and that, it's now cleanup time inside. And as you can see here, all the stuff from the front end rebuild is gone. It's all cleaned up. And of course, we've put most of the stuff here. Just got my water pump, my battery tray. Now the sway bar links. Big issue. I fitted them properly, but then when I tried to bolt them to the sway bar, I discovered I lost all my turning circle. So that means that these stock bars don't work with the 26mm. My alternative to this is to use the sway bar linkages that the that the coilover users use for themselves. So normally on the Crustida, as you've seen, it was going from the strut down to the sway bar, but now I need the one that goes from the lower control arm to the sway bar, which is what people that fit coilover kits need to actually have a sway bar linkage, because when they fit the coilover kit, there's no actual mount on the strut for them to mount the sway bar linkage, obviously. So I'll have to wait around for that. That's no big drama. It's not going to affect the car for now. I can still move it back and forth. But now that I've done all this cleanup, it's time to get the rear tyres on Crustida and to move her inside so we can start working on the engine. So as you saw, I cleaned up the garage, and we're actually going to be doing a trip to the scrapyard, because we're going to be getting rid of these old lower control arms, the old springs, the old brake rotors, and the old sway bar that's inside as well, which will give me a few little dollars just to pay for the tyre fitting. So no big thing. It's just a extra little cleanup step I'd rather get through. So for the first time in over a decade, we've actually got the rear wheels off, and I've already done a strip and fit on the tyres, but I thought I'd give you a look at the back end here of how crusty and rusty this is. That is full on. Not to mention, I've got a couple of wasp nests here and here. One's broken open. All the rust along that exhaust. Ugh. And you've got all the mounts here. Rear trailing arm. Up to the subframe. And then the brakes itself. So this is rusted through pretty much, like it was with the fronts. And then the brake rotor here, obviously. I mean, look at this stuff. I'm literally just taking off layers there, just wiping it. So the plan for the rear, we're going to do the changeover of the tyres, but I also want to change these rear rotors And we're actually going to try and bring these back up to a manageable condition, because it's a little bit hard to find these parts now, but we'll see how we go. And also, while it's on here, I'm actually going to do some wire wheeling and take some of the crap off here, because I mean, you look at this, even just by taking that off, I'm going to take kilos of weight off. You know, it's not just gram by gram, just this whole section, just all crusty dirt, caked in mud, crap everywhere. You know, this is why I said I think I'm going to take about 30-40 kilos out of this all up. You might not think it, but when you've got parts like this and it's just so caked on, you'll easily take weight off just by using a wire wheel or just cleaning it in general. It's the same with the rear here. Man, I'm in two minds about doing this, but the problem for me is if I do this, I'm going to limit myself on everything I can do on the motor. But you can see it just everywhere, just crap and coated on rust. So let's see what I can do and try and reduce some weight on this puppy. So I'm underneath the car here, and I am looking at all the caked in dirt all the way along the undercarriage of the car, and it is disgusting me. Like, yeah, a lot of this is sound deadening, but a lot of this is dirt that's just caked into the sound deadening. So I'm going to be continuing with the cleanup on this, and while Australia says no, Mafia says yes. So here we have some CT18, good old truck wash, and a good old bowl here. I literally just grab a heap and pour it in. Whoops, pour it over myself too. So here's about a litre of the CT18. We've got ourselves some good old scrubbing brushes for the kitchen and a broom there, and we're going to attack all this stuff underneath. Get yourself one of these brushes.
Put a spell on you. Because you're mine. I put a spell on you. Because you're mine.
Look at how black those hands are getting. Absolutely disgusting. So, I'll continue on this, and I'll get back to you guys after it's all done. Now, how the hell am I going to turn this phone off? This hand. Alright, let's try. Alright, Alright, so we're done under here after a fair bit of scrubbing away. And as you can see, it's no longer light brown, as I have coated the entire driveline, apart from a couple little bits there I'm just noticing now on camera. So I'll have to give them another hit. But there's a lot of stuff here, all that section, all the way along here, and then it's the same on the other side. Quickly go around. As you can see here, just all the dirt from the soap. Yeah, see there, it's all black along. Just painted it in the truck wash all the way along. And a result of that is all that truck wash now has gone down to that little pile, and look how grey and black that is. Just absolutely disgusting. But all that means all the weight has been taken off the car. So let's hit it with a gurney and let's see how much more we can take off it. So one of the things I've decided to do, because I've got the OCD completely triggering, is I hit it with a whole heap of this truck wash. But I've got it all up in this guard everywhere. You can pretty much see all of that. So I'm trying to show you guys all the areas that have got to get completely cleaned. As you can see here, it's already eating at it quite well, so just that little bit there we'll remove, and yeah, we'll keep going. But just from that, you can just see all the dirt coming off it. It's just gross as hell. 30 years of this crap. Ew. And that wasp nest is going to go. Yeah, we've got the garbage truck arriving. Pick up our rubbish. Yeah, I want you guys just to watch all the dirt flying down this way as I hit it with the gurney.
Put a spell on you. Because you're mine. I put a spell on you.
Gosh, look at all these dirt bits flying on the camera. Oh, that's completely covered in crap, guys. Just goes to show how much is coming out of it. You can see here's all the dirt flying down. It's starting to go down my driveway. Still bits here I've got to get off, so I'll just finish this off real quick. Might as well do it in one take while I've got you guys on camera. is all black, falling off, making little dirt puddles. See, just all black right there. This is just pure weight reduction coming off the car. I haven't even finished yet. Still got a fair bit more of scrubbing and gurning to go. Get under all the little bits and around the petrol tank and that. So still got a kilo or two to get out of it. But as you can see, just all the dirt just flying out. All the way down. So here's some other puddles here. There's just all black water there. All black water there. Okay, all excess weight being removed. So even on the jack stands, just all over it. Just a mess. It's incredible how much it's come off. So you can see here, we've got a nice little dirt river all the way along the length of the driveway to a nice little soak patch. And then we've got all these little dirt puddles all the way along as we go up to the car itself. All the way across here. All the way up here. And there's still heaps all over this tarp. We've got to clear it all. So, as I'm going through it, just all this dirt's falling off. And so far, I've probably taken another couple of kilos, easily 5 to 10. I mean, that's only just like 10% of what's left. It's just insane. So now I've cleaned all this section off, but I haven't cleaned this section off, and as you can see here, all the dirt that piled up. See how I was talking about little puddles? When they dry up, they turn into patches like this. And I've got it all across the driveway, all the way down. And just to show, this is another gurney clean because this water isn't as filthy as the first time we went down here, nor is it as full because you can actually see the bottom along here. So I'll get all this cleaned off and then I can get the wheels back on that and push it in. So after a hard day of cleaning, this is what I've got. Apart from the nice sky here, if you have a look under the car now, this is a completely different world to what we had earlier today. Now I'm not saying it's perfect, but compared to what I had at the start, I've easily taken 5, 10, maybe even 15 kilos off. Just in the amount of dirt getting blasted out of here. Now if I want to get more, obviously I'll have to dig in underneath and get more onto it. But as you can see here, all these sections have been hit in one way or another, you know, so taking all that dirt off, even up in here where the exhaust will go, you know, just things like that underneath here. And then when we go around the other side, it continues. As you guys saw, this all got blasted out. And the same over here. All that section just cleaned up in there. You know, like, if you had a look at it from the outside, you can't tell. But because there's such a gap there, look how much you can, you know, cake up in there, and you can still see it just in the corner there. It's a little bit up there. I'll have to get rid of that. See? Ew. But even on this side, see, a lot of it's gone. Once again, I'm not saying it's perfect, but compared to what I had, I will take this every single day. Gives me a better canvas to work with. So all this stuff's just taken down, descaled, decrusted for the most part. See, just things like this are just next to impossible to perfectly get, but you know, at least I'm trying, and you can see it with the results of my handy. You know, you just rub it a little bit and even more comes off. So if I give this another blast or two underneath in the next few days, it'll be alright. Or even while it's inside the garage, I'll just get her up on 4 jack stands and raise these jack stands up and really have a work around with, you know, soap, rags, all that stuff. But that's if I get super desperate. I don't even think I need to do that now. I'm happy with that. All 4 corners and underneath completely done. So one of the other things I'm doing here is removing all this excess paint. Now I'm seeing it all flake off just naturally, but it also shows me how many layers there are. I'm like, geez Louise, how thick is it? So to continue my weight reduction, I thought I'd find out. So I started sanding. As you can see, the layers start going down. I've got layers everywhere. So as you see in here, it goes from the black to the primer to the white. I think maybe to this other primer. I don't know. This might be body filler. I'm not too sure. But then we take it back to bare metal basically, and I'm gonna properly spray this. And I know a lot of you are going to be going, no, why are you doing this? I could keep this fully Survivor, but there were some bits like around here where it was getting really bad, and I was a bit concerned that it might rust through. So rather than have it end up like that, I thought I'd attack all this and make sure it's all stable and proper. So I'll get back to sanding this and...
Because of mine.
I made a small oopsie there, but as you can see, this whole section, that's all done. Taking that off, and I'll keep going along there. So I'll get it done and I'll come back to you. So I've been struggling with this all day today. As you can see along here, I've got a heap of this back to bare metal, but we've still got this bog patch here. And I've been taking it back, and little bits like that, still, you know, still little divots. But honestly, there was about 5 kilos of bog here, and you can see where it's shaped around other parts. Hang on, I'll just bring it down here. Just in this section here, you can see where it's a big divot inside here. That whole area. And just the metal itself sticks out, and then it dives into the bog. And then, yeah, I don't know what the hell has happened here, but all I'm doing is just trying my best to remove as much of it as possible, and just to get it as smooth as possible. On the other side of it, look how much has come off it. Just dust everywhere. And you can see I've gone all the way along the sill here. So most of this bare metal here, bare metal along here. Just got to give it a little prep sole. But that has been the bane of my existence all day today, and yeah, the sooner I get this done the better. I can actually paint it and get it properly done. So for the first time in 18 months, has it been, love?
Something like that.
The car has been moved from its spot on the tarp, and now it is inside the garage. And a big thanks to everyone for helping the push, especially Carissa, where is hiding. Don't do that, love. Meanie. She's inside, guys. She's finally inside. It's the first time in 20 months that this car is actually moved off a pair of jack stands or anything else. Not saying that it moved under its own power, we all pushed it in, but that's fine. It's a step forward from what it was when I first started. And the fact that it's in this garage is a huge milestone for me. Why did I do this clean? I don't know. Something triggered me. It was just a case of when I saw underneath the car and I saw the back of the car, when I was changing the tyres, I couldn't stand seeing all that dirt under there. Especially after I put all that effort in on the front end to make it as clean and unrusted as possible. So to see the same on the back, and of course I was naive to even think that it would be anything different than that, but the fact of the matter was I wasn't expecting as much crust and as much caked on crap on the back end as I did see. I expected most of it to be on the front end and a little bit to be underneath, but to see as much as I did underneath, and then to see the rear end just completely caked and crusty, I just had all my OCD trigger, and I'm like, that's it. I'm cleaning this from end to end. So we'd already gone here all the way to basically the firewall with cleaning and stuff like that. Why not keep going? And in the meantime, take more weight off. So the whole goal for me at the moment with this car is to try and at least make the same weight it was when it left the factory 30 years ago. which was 1,440 kilos. When I started the build, it was at 1,520. That's according to the weighbridge that I've got inside the Crustida. But if I included all the caked in dirt and crap all over it, it could have been close to 1,550, 1,600 kilos, who knows. All I do know now is that it's all gone. So I've got the best canvas I can work with now. So from now on, all it is, we look under the bonnet, we fix everything that we need to fix on the car, and I don't have to worry about, oh, do I need to change this or change that or make this legal or make that legal, because we've already got the mod plate on, we've got everything else set up. All it is now is designing it how I want, placing it where I want, and getting it to actually work the way I want. And when I get it to work the way I want, hopefully I can actually put a scare into Scotty and the guys. I don't know, and honestly I know I've bitten off more than I can chew from day dot. But the whole challenge and the adventure of building this car to turn up at Rocky Nats in June, that's the big thing for me. And win or lose, I don't care. You know, the whole thing for me is so enjoyable to move this car from being an immovable, rusted, derelict, basically bound for the scrapyard car, into something that's turning into a bit of a beast. I'll be honest. She's going to be a beast when she's finished. I'm really proud of all the things that have gone into this car so far. I'm really proud and really appreciative of everyone that's helped me so far on this journey. All the suppliers, all the shops that I've dealt with, all the inquiries I've made, and most importantly, all of you that are watching it. Now, even the ones that aren't subscribed, thank you for just watching it, you know, just to check up on me and just see, oh, what's going on with this Toyota Crustida build, you know. If you want, hit that subscribe button down there, doesn't cost a thing. I know I've heard other videos where people worry about subscribing costing people money. I'm not like that. Everything on this channel is free for you, okay? Anything you see here is free. You won't see no Patreon, you won't see no PayPal, you won't see me pushing stuff to go, oh, go buy my merch, go buy this or that. No. This is just you and me enjoying this journey of building this car and seeing what the results come of it. Everything else that I do, that's my day-to-day stuff with the wheels and everything else. All this stuff with YouTube, it's for my own personal enjoyment and to share this journey with all of you. So, by all means, like the video, subscribe, do all the usual YouTube stuff. I really appreciate every single second that you guys have watched of the journey. Some of you guys have watched from the very start to right now, and I really appreciate all of you. You know, I respond to all your comments. Anything that you have to suggest, I'm all ears. Anything that you might think is wrong, let me know. Please let me know, because I've said this repeatedly. I'm not a professional. I'm not a mechanic. I don't have any degrees or anything like that. I'm doing this from old experience I learned when I was a grease monkey as a teenager into my early 20s, and I'm literally picking up from where I left off and relearning everything I learnt back then. So there are bound to be mistakes made along the journey. You know, as I just refresh my brain and go, ah, I needed to do this, or I needed to do that, or I shouldn't have done it this way. You guys have seen plenty of those results already along the journey with the sway bars and brakes and other things along the way. Believe it or not, it's going to keep going like that. It just happens the way it is. But all I can do is thank all of you for getting me motivated, pushed,
and inspired enough to work on this car day in, day out, to the point that it's now in my garage, and all I need to do now is work on my engine parts. So I said last episode stage 2 was commencing. Now it properly is commencing. So with that being said, guys, this is the Maf Garage. Thank you all for watching. Peace.